Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Team Ricochet / Activision / Call of Duty has released a statement outlining the changes and potential failures they've made with Team Ricochet's updates, which is the anti-cheat for Call of Duty. They specifically say how they've failed to respond to cheaters in ranked play, and as we are primarily a ranked play channel, we're going to be taking a look and dissecting exactly what they're saying and what improvements we can look forward to, hopefully going into the rest of the Black Ops 6 year. The gameplay we've got in the background is just some gameplay I had on for the background. It's a 45 limb Skyline hardpoint gameplay using an AR, mostly pretty smashing. So if you're not here for the Ricochet update and you just want to watch some chill gameplay, you can sit back, relax, grab a drink and watch that. So we're going to be pulling through what they've said. We're going to be reading through it and dissecting paragraph by paragraph, essentially. So the first thing they say is, since Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was released in October, the anti-cheat team and development studios have been working on various updates to help prevent, identify, and remove cheaters. The anti-cheat systems performed well during the Black Ops 6 launch window, and as a result, the team shifted focus to preparations for Season 1. So what they're essentially saying there is they had a really successful performance with the anti-cheat with the within the Black Ops 6 launch, so the first week or so of Black Ops 6 happening, and then the team and the development teams essentially moved their focus onto Season 1, which included like the content and things like that. So they moved what assets they had to work on the anti-cheat essentially over towards generating a positive update for Season 1. Now, after a series of updates, our systems are in a better place today across all modes. However, we did not hit the mark for the integration of Ricochet anti-cheat at the launch of Season 1, particularly for ranked play. This is actually really interesting to see. Oftentimes when we've seen the anti-cheat fail for Call of Duty, they've sat quiet and just let us stew in the misery of ranked play or the massive cheaters we seem to have very occasionally. What they're saying here, they're pretty much admitting to the fact that they've cocked up. As an English word, they've ballsed up. They said they did not hit the mark for the integration of Ricochet at the launch of Season 1 for ranked play. So they know they've cocked up. They know there's cheaters out there. They hear it enough, and as a result, people and as a result, they seem to be putting a focus. And what I'm taking a positive out of this, because you sort of feel like you have to. And I'm glad they are at least admitting the fact they cocked up a little bit, and at least that means they're going to be transparent with us going forward. You know, it gives me a little bit of confidence that they're going to communicate with us going forward with any sort of update they have to Ricochet and the anti-cheat / cheaters issue. We understand the promise of glory and notoriety from ranked play leaderboards makes ranked play an attractive target for cheaters. For this reason, teams have been especially focused on turning the tide to deliver the competitive arena our players seek. So that essentially means there that they are basically putting assets, i.e. members of their team, purely focused on ranked play because they understand that ranked play brings in more cheaters than regular public matches because they get status from playing ranked play and cheating. They get on the leaderboard, they get the top 250 skin, they get iridescent skin if that's all they're grinding for, and that therefore, you know, there's a little bit more focus on cheating in ranked play itself. So this is what they've done. They've upgraded the upgrades in accounts. They've basically made account bans occur hourly due to the increased velocity from several Ricochet anti-cheat systems. This, in addition to the over 19,000 accounts were removed recently. These updates to our systems mean enforcement response times are now quicker than they have ever been. So that is great. So essentially what they're doing, every hour, any cheaters they catch within that hour, they are going to be banning them, which means that they no longer have to wait for the next day for a successful ban to occur. Okay, I'm trying to word this properly here. What it does mean though, that only changes the people that are being caught. Okay, the people that aren't being caught aren't affected by that system. It's just the people who are being caught cheating and hacking in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. They're just being banned a little bit quicker than before, which is actually good. It's a positive take. And when they say 19,000 accounts recently, that's from the start of ranked. That's from the start of Black Ops 6 in entirety. So 90,000 accounts is fairly substantial. Leaderboards. The cleanup process has been updated for faster synchronization of leaderboard changes. So essentially what they're saying here is that even though they ban players, sometimes the players they ban aren't removed from the leaderboard immediately. That's two separate, I guess, data tables in their system. But what they're doing now is that they're making it so that when they clean up and remove cheaters from ranked play and, you know, ban them generally, they are then removed far quicker from the leaderboard. So you don't see a cheater just sat there as the #1 spot in ranked play. for a very long time, essentially. As soon as they're removed, they're basically removing from the leaderboard a lot quicker. Investigations. We have significantly expanded our replay investigation render farm, the machines used to generate clips for examination. So that basically, what that basically means is that the replay investigation farm, which is essentially the tools they have that it's essentially a machine learning tool that it's always in the background, and anything that looks suspicious, it clips it, right? It then goes to somebody in Activision to review. That's what they mean by that. We've also ramped up the group dedicated to manually review clips. In the last several weeks, the replay tool updates have been highly effective at validating detections and reports, providing further training for AI systems for the anti-cheat team and removing cheaters. So, what does that mean? Because it's a lot of big words, it's a lot of just nonsense, really. It's a lot of fluff. In real terms, what they've done is that they've made the tools to identify and clip things better. The investigations render farm. They've made it so that there's more people reviewing the clips, okay, and it's prioritized based on those detections from that, that investigations tool that they're using in the background of the game. And then they basically said in the last few weeks, they've had good reports. Basically, the replay tool has been highly effective at validating detections and reports. Okay, so that's working in cohesion with people being reported and things like that. There is a tool in the background that will hopefully, it has an algorithm behind it. There's some sort of AI maybe behind this algorithm that basically goes, yep, that looks suspicious, clip that, and it goes to this team, and they're putting basically more resources into both of those parts, which is good. It hopefully means we're going to catch more cheaters, and that they're essentially going to be reviewed quicker by a bigger team. Our focus is ramping up the speed of enforcement when cheaters do make it through our initial checks, which eliminates many bad actors before they make it into the game. We use a series of systems that include human reviews, kernel driver detections to block memory tampering, client-side and server-side detections to flag suspicious behavior, and AI systems to get illicit accounts out of the game as quickly as possible. So what they're basically saying here is they're making it so that as soon as they notice a cheater, they enforce it quicker, okay? They make it so that if somebody's caught through the initial checks, they are punished, you could call it, a lot more efficiently before they even make it into the game. So you've got all those tools there that are hopefully helping as well. But I don't see how that's much more different to what we've had in the past, at least with Black Ops 6 Ranked Play. So, looking forward, the team is developing major updates for Ricochet anti-cheat systems, including our kernel-level driver and brand new server-side protections launching during Season 2 and Season 3. More on those updates as we get closer to those launches. So basically, they're still investing into the system, okay? They know it's not perfect. They've admitted it's not perfect. And through the launches of during Season 2 and Season 3, they're basically going to be putting new server-side protections into the game. So kernel level drivers, essentially when the game is installed, it installs sort of an anti-cheat into your PC as well to detect if there's anything you're changing within the code of the game. But server side is what's received, so it's what the other side sees. It's what you and I would see when we play a hack on ranked play. That's what a server side would notice. While we continue in our effort, a reminder that there are steps you can take to partner with us in the fight against cheaters, including ensuring your account is 2FA enabled, which is two-factor authentication. The things you work hard to earn are attractive to cheaters who want nice things but don't want to put in the work. So essentially what they're saying is stop people hacking your account and just being able to get into ranked play quickly. Make sure you have two-factor authentication enabled. And to be fair, I've had my account hacked in the past. I had to move to a new account when I made a PC. And it's because I didn't have that. So definitely do that if you don't want to hack it, just take all your stuff. So I mean, it doesn't really help, but it's always worth doing. It also says, as always, please report cheaters you see in game. We use these reports in our investigations into new and emerging cheats, and we appreciate your efforts to raise these flags for us. This is important. Do not report people unless they are cheating. And if you want to report people for griefing or exploiting or being offensive, fine, but make sure you select just that thing. The more noise and messy reports we have around the actual cheaters, the worse their anti-cheat's going to be, the less efficient it's going to be. So when you report people and you tick that cheating box, make sure you think they're cheating. Don't make it for anything else. It makes this whole anti-cheat system a lot harder and a lot slower for us. So, come on. The Ricochet anti-cheat team will continue its work to fight cheaters throughout the remainder, blah, 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 and then it pretty much closes off. So, First of all, I want your thoughts. For me, I really appreciate their transparency with what they're doing. They've almost admitted fault, and they're sort of sharing with us the plans going forward. But I don't know if it's enough. Since hitting Iridescent, and I'm solo queen, so I don't really have too many people to play with at the moment. I'm hitting nothing but cheaters after cheaters after cheaters after cheaters. It's almost every single game. And taking a look at a poll that you guys recently did for me, I appreciate everyone who's voted in this so far. It looks like there's a very large amount of people who are seeing it every few games, if not at least once a session. And only a third are seeing it rarely ever. So there's a lot of people who are seeing cheaters, okay? And obviously it will depend on skill level and depend on rank, but it's still around, even though they're investing so much into it. So something does need to change. Hopefully during Season 2 and Season 3 we see it better with the brand new server-side protections, but we just need eyes on it. You know, build trusted partners in the EU, like across the regions who play Call of Duty, and get them to submit clips. I mean, make it so that they're putting in the work. You know, you could just something, you know, a Discord that people just put clips into with their Activision ID, and people can review it like that. Something like that needs to happen. It needs to be manual, and we need to stop it before it gets too bad. So that'll do for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.